gray. Their love was true and pure, but it could not endure, for each was strong and each must have his way. In a restaurant where the universe was ending, they met, and it was love there at first sight. In Oz, by the great wizard, they were married, and they trusted in the Force to make things right. Yoda and Agrafair, they made up such a pair. They were two lovely shades of green and gray. Their love was true and pure, but it could not endure, for each was strong and each must have his way. They settled in a Hollywood apartment and thought to live with love forevermore. But one home cannot have two different masters. As time went on, they argued more and more. Yoda and Agrafair, they made up such a pair. They were two lovely shades of green and gray. Their love was true and pure, but it could not endure, for each was strong and each must have his way. Their quarrels grew and Yoda started drinking. He tried to drown his troubles in the brew, but every bar he hid in, she would find him and drag him home before he could get stewed. Yoda and Agrafair, they made up such a pair. They were two lovely shades of green and gray. Their love was true and pure, but it could not endure, for each was strong and each must have his way. In a cheap cantina in Mos Eisley, Yoda said to his young pupil Ben, "There's only one place left where she'll not find me, on Dagobah amid the swamps and fens." Yoda and Agrafair, they made up such a pair. They were two lovely shades of green and gray. Their love was true and pure, but it could not endure, for each was strong and each must have his way. When breakup finally came, Agra went wandering, then settled on a world where podlings grew. She built a house so strange upon a hilltop, and saved the gelflings from a Skeksis stew. Yoda and Agrafair, they made up such a pair. They were two lovely shades of green and gray. Their love was true and pure, but it could not endure, for each was strong and each must have his way.
My brothers dream of unicorns, centaurs sleek and wise, and Solo and Chewbacca to Daddy's great surprise. But I dream of Minas, of worms with gaping maws, Darth Vader and Cthulhu, and cats with silver claws. Not mostly I find Narnia or Dorothy in Oz. Hobbitses in Middle-earth bring around the great applause. But I dream of Minas, worms with gaping maws, Darth Vader and Cthulhu, and cats with silver claws. I spent my childhood searching for violence and gore. They tell me I'm unnatural, but still I beg for more. For I dream of Minas, worms with gaping maws, Darth Vader and Cthulhu, and cats with silver claws. The evils that I long for aren't on the pet store shelf. I've been researching in life that, and I'll make them all myself. For I dream of mine as worms with gaping maws, Darth Vader and Cthulhu, and cats with silver claws.
There was a cavern where we used to raise a bat or two. Remember, there we'd hide away for hours, thinking of the nasty things we'd do. Oh, how we'd tie their wrists. We were mad scientists. We'd make them scream in terror and in pain. We'd set our monster loose, rulers as we would choose, for we were young and just a bit insane. Remember how one time we took a Great Dane and bred it to an oak tree from the park. The end result attacked and wrecked a freight train, a tree whose bite is tougher than its bark. I recall those sultry summer showers. We'd gather lightning into Leyden jars. The next day we'd have fun along the highway, discharging them at passing trucks and cars. Oh, how we tie their wrists. We were mad scientists. We'd make them scream in terror and in pain. We set our monster loose, rulers as we would choose, for we were young and just a bit insane. Resurrected a Tyrannosaurus, the people in the towns we scare and vex. We'd set him loose and it would never bore us to see what our Tyrannosaurus wrecks. We never tried to fool dear Mother Nature. We simply tried to help her on her way. We put the brains of owls into a goat's head and had a hootenanny the next day. Oh, how we tie their wrists. We were mad scientists. We make them scream in terror and in pain. We'd set our monster loose, rulers as we would choose, for we were young and just a bit insane. We were known as quite a swinging duo. Our poolside parties never were a bore. The liquid in our pool looked like H2O, but it was really H2SO4. Came the day but said the necessary. We parted and each went a separate way. I to med school, you a veterinary. Being mad was fun but did not pay. Oh, how we tied their wrists. We were mad scientists. We make them scream in terror and in pain. Is our monster loose? Rulers as we would choose, for we were young and just a bit insane.
Julie Gobrowski, please put that.
Tonight I stood before the cavern. Nothing seemed the way it used to be. In the flask I saw a strange reflection. Was that Scarsdale doctor really me? At the club I heard some manic laughter. I saw your bangs and heard you hiss my name. You're wealthy and respectable, but why, sir? For in our hearts the schemes are still the same. Oh, how we tie their wrists. We were mad scientists. We made them scream in terror and in pain. Monsters, rulers as we would choose, for we were young and just a bit insane.
I'm sitting in this airplane. Half an hour it's late. It's standard practice nowadays for airplanes to be late. But when they open up an engine, we know that something's wrong. I never knew 5 minutes more could be 6 hours long. When the engine's open, we see a little man, equipped with parts and tools from a great big yellow van. The plane, it still ain't going, and we see him shake his head, kind of like a preacher at a service for the dead. Our LA arrival time was 10:45 p.m. With delays, they keep it coming. The tide we cannot stem. We got another airplane now, but maybe it can fly. Although it ain't left from Denver yet, they'll give it for sure a try. Murphy's Law, the Pharaoh's Curse. Have nothing on this crew. The second plane they brought around, it's just been down-checked, too. And now they feed us supper, a meal we all disdain. It's just the stale leftover stuff.
Marianne Glazer, please contact the hotel operator.
Rubber ducky. Hockey puck. Some stuff they said was stew. Made from styrofoam, an old wetsuit, and surplus super glue. Instead, we ate what we could find, up and down the halls. Stale candy, ancient gum, paint from off the wall. The guy who said 5 minutes more, about 5 hours ago, now says we'll make LA by 4, or maybe 5 or 6 or so. But another plane is brought around, and once again we board through a green and mottled passageway where onions once were stored. The engines start and run. We're off the ground at last. A half hour late at Denver, and then all this is past. Except, of course, for landing, when we blew a couple tires. And saw enough fire trucks come to put out 1,000 fires. Dawn is breaking over the hills as we depart the plane. With 3 hours sleep in the last 2 days, my energy is drained. An hour of sleep is all I get. It's awake I need to stay. There ain't no hope for sleep at all. This Concord starts today.
Flight 62 for Chicago is ready for boarding. Don't rush aboard the plane, unless you're traveling with small children or need extra assistance. Don't change your mind and maybe take the train. Go directly to the gate and remember no smoking. Your boarding pass is in your ticket packet. Present it to the flight attendant. Present it to the flight attendant as you board the aircraft, and don't make jokes about the bomb you're hiding in your jacket. It is an FAA regulation. Your seat, and don't put bowling balls in the overhead compartment. Because if we crash, it might fall down and hurt somebody's feet. Pay attention to the safety regulation. If the oxygen runs out, here is what we plan. 8 little yellow masks will drop down from the ceiling. Those of you in coach, hold your breath until we land. Observe while we show you how to use a seat belt. Flatten into the buckle, hold you with a snuggly feeling. But while you're seated, better keep it fastened. Whoa, whoa, whoa. None of us is trained to scrape you from the ceiling. Here's one to last, but in first class. Here's one to last, but in first class we're serving. Here's one to last, but in first class we have champagne to make you tingle. Those of you in coach, we're serving something on a shingle. We have a smoking, it's a law we are invoking. The smoke then floats into the throats of those who are not smoking. Put your seat backs and tray tables in a full upright position, in case you did forget. And since we are arriving at our final destination, the crew must pay the pilot a $50 bet. Please remain seated and don't fall down and sue us. The airline's losing money anyway. And now it's time to smile the way we're taught in our program to say, thanks for flying with us and have a nice day.
me with a cargo of live chickens. A dozen drunken miners and 5 hungover Shriners. The brakejet mining's overworn and pitted. The gasket of the cargo hatch was gone. I figured we could get as far as Phobos, but I didn't think we'd get much further on. And I'm looking for an asteroid named Rest Stop. Really, driver damn well better be waiting for me there. 'Cause after 15 hours of busting, third-class cargo and riders cussing, I just might drive to places and not care. I chugged on to Phobos on our last fumes and prayed their engineers could heal my jets. 'Cause storms had broke the locks and freed the chickens. They were crapping on the miners and running from the Shriners. The tents were full of feathers and wind fences, and the 2 latrines were backed up in the hall. The chicken crap and ore dust on my main bridge. I only hope them Phobos heard my call. And I'm looking for an asteroid named Rest Stop. Really, driver damn well better be waiting for me there. 'Cause after 15 hours of busting, third-class cargo and riders cussing, I just might drive places and not care. At Phobos Port they held me up in docking. They stuck me off in day 117. The customs man walked in, breathed once and fainted. I got up, ran out and screamed for fumigation team. The passengers ran for the door and chanted.
Like elevators.
It took a quarter-hour to haul them clear. I found a bar and broke some regulations, and then went out looking for an engineer. And I'm looking for an asteroid named Rest Stop. Really, driver damn well better be waiting for me there. 'Cause after 15 hours of busting, third-class cargo and riders cussing, I just might drive to places and not care. I found this Joe Von Krugen on a bar stool, so drunk on cooling fumes he couldn't stand. I told him I could pay him in fresh chickens if he'd try to fix my drive, he'd leave my born alive. He staggered to my ship and stood there laughing, while the draggles taste that chicken filled the air. He sat down on the nearest passed out Shriner, and he said, just shoot the ship, it's only fair. And I'm looking for an asteroid named Rest Stop. Really, driver damn well better be waiting for me there. 'Cause after 15 hours of busting, third-class cargo and riders cussing, I just might drive to places and not care. I called the third shift office and they told me there's no replacement short of your next stop. I paid out 4 fat chickens for a patch job. Got my riders back on board, then it gave 7 more. Under Martian mercenaries, Venus captor, and some damn fool miner offered them a fight. They were hacking through the backseats with machetes as I cleared the board and drove out through the night. And I'm looking for an asteroid named Rest Stop. Really, driver damn well better be waiting for me there. 'Cause after 15 hours busting, third-class cargo and riders cussing, I just might drive to places and not care. I locked the ports and holed up in the cabin and listened to the ruckus in the rear. Then I got a wild idea and cut the G-force. Let folks and foul them all, those their stomach free fall. And I nursed my rusty engines for that asteroid. When they ask me what my cargo is, I'll say it's free-fall Martian stew and chicken gumbo. And that station better not be far away. And I'm looking for an asteroid named Rest Stop. Really, driver damn well better be waiting for me there. 'Cause after 15 hours of busting, third-class cargo and riders cussing, I just might drive to places and not care.
TW.
My permanent's ruined, my nails are a fright. My clothes don't
Van Ryn, the merchant master, of him are many legends told. Richest liar, bolder, faster, he traded spice and drink for gold. Nick Van Ryn, the merchant master, they said he had
Donna
the devil's
White,
trick
please
of
contact the
pulling
hotel
triumph
operator.
from
Donna White,
disaster,
please.
said he was rightly named Old Nick. Late one night he met a phantom come upon him from the gloom. Smelled of fire, smelled of danger, he smelled of the pit and he smelled of doom. He said, now Nick, I'll make an offer for that little soul you claim. Wealth I'll give you, gold I'll proffer, I'll give to you undying fame. But Nick, he said, a damn poor bargain, if met my soul you would look to give me things I need from no man, things what I've already took. They say that you hunt, gambling, quarry, and went to no more. Don't so man. Start it again. They say that you hunt, gambling, quarry, and offer odds what none refuse, and with the dice they say you carry to no mortal man you lose. So give me foresight to see danger, skin, brains to make my planning whole, friends who'll not desert me, stranger, and if you like that deal, then roll. The stranger rode the bones he carried, said while still the dice they fell, there's no need that we should tarry, it's time you came with me to hell. But Nick moved faster than a phantom, his hand went grasping up his sleeve to pull the little sandred icon of Saint Dismas, saint of thieves. He swung the icon with, tapped the dice while still they fell, said now others say, damn. I wrote it and it's been 2 years since I've had a chance to sing it. Swung the icon with his wrist, stabbed the dice while still in air, said now others saved are damned, by damn I know that won't be fair. The dice they landed stopped the rolling, and each was shown a single tip. Nick said, by St. Dismas holy, I think you've had a wasted trip. For since mankind first risked the vacuum of the night black starry sea, the human race has only room for one old Nick, and that be me. Nick Van Ryn, he flaunts disaster, still his wits his fortune wins. They say he is the devil's master, but Nick, he counts his gold and grins. They say old Nick just grins and grins. When I was young, a taste of holy sweet upon my dirty tongue. So many conversations I cannot recall concern themselves with Filk and nothing else at all. 1,000 songs I sang in non-existent keys, the paper quarters popped, and everyone agreed my voice reached notes that none had ever heard before, except from rusty gates or an ancient castle door. The song I sang at first was in the key of C, with just a touch
Kathy
of
Farr,
F
please contact
and
the
B
hotel
and
operator.
G and
Kathy
B.
Farr.
The line that followed next was kinda sung the same, a quarter tone away to confirm my growing fame. The many found to sound with vacant wide-eyed gaze said nothing when I stopped to modify a phrase, but when I tried it again, they formed a lynching mob to use my guitar string to finish off the job.
There's darkness out between the stars that any eye can see. of FRP and space and cons and fans and fantasy. And we sing till early morning when the dawn's cold bleary light sends us crashing off to bed to the hotel's great delight. The keys we filkers sing in often very far and wide. You'll hear one song in 7 keys all sung there side by side. And 3 out of tune guitars join in to help us through the night as we sing 4 different sets of words and never mind who's right. We filkers are a hardy bunch, we'll try most anything, be it oaths or grim or gory, we'll still listen and we'll sing. And we'll let both Glenn and Gary serenade us every time. But when it comes to Bounder, well, that's where we draw the line.
I have been given my charge to keep. Well have I kept the same, playing with strife for the most of my life, but this is a different game. I'll not fight against swords unseen, or spears I cannot view. Open the gate, he must enter in state. 'Tis the dreamer whose dream comes true. Ask him his terms and accept them at once. Quick, ere we anger him, go. Never before have I run from the guns, but this is a different show. I'll not fight with the herald of God. I've seen what his master can do. Hand him the keys to the place on your knees. 'Tis the dreamer whose dream comes true. I'd hold my road for an emperor. I'd not give way to a king. To the triple crown I would not bow down, but this is a different thing. I'll not fight with the powers of air, sentry pass him through. Drawbridge let fall, 'tis the Lord of us all, the dreamer whose dream comes true.
What deep, what deep. Now when he was a young man, he never thought he'd see a planet warring army to please the boy king. What deep, leader of the freemen. What deep, could have been a merchant seaman from Caledon. He shined it for a drier climate. What deep. Now if I'd known he'd start a mighty war, I would have left my spice mine to go to Rigel for. Blood deep. His mom was Baron's daughter. Blood deep. The Freemans took his water from Caledon. He shined it for a drier climate. Blood deep. Deep. Living out to doom. Deep. He made the lady swoon. Deep. Farther than Neptune. Deep. He rode worms with harpoons, turned his death skull into a playground. What deep. Now when I die, now don't think that I fib. Don't want no hero worship, just some like old what did. What deep. The prophet never equaled. What deep. He even has a sequel. From Caledon he shined it for a drier climate. From Caledon he shined it. Heard but couldn't time it. What deep.
The orders come down and they march us away. There's a battle to fight and we join in the fray. God, it's hell when you know this could be your last day. But it's better than working for Xerox. So march, march, April, May, June, July, August, September, we'll fight every day. And it's fare thee well, all vestige of modesty, all of the Dorsai are singing. Some go for the glory, some just like to fight, but the truth is we Dorsai are not very bright. We'll seal or we'll screw what we can't shoot on sight. God, it's hell to encounter a fire plug. So march, march, April, May, June, July, August, September, we'll fight every day. And it's fare thee well, all vestige of harmony, all of the Dorsai are drinking. We Dorsai have honor, we always fight fair. except when we're losing, and then we don't care. For defeat is disgrace that we never could bear, and we only get paid when we're winning. So March, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, we'll fight every day. And it's fare thee well, all vestige of honesty, all of the Dorsai are cheating. And when the battle is over and the fighting is done,
Please contact the hotel operator.
if 10 of us made it, we figure we've won. 'Cause we count the survivors and count them by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, many. So March, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, we'll fight every day. And it's fare thee well, all vestige of comedy, all of the Dorsai are counting. You're cheating.
The owl and the pussycat went to see a therapist for to save the marriage which started with love light-hearted, but now was bound for the grave. Their accusations and protestations rose to the skies above as they lamented the fate that had let each mate lose the charming romance of their love. Said the puss to the owl, "You disgusting old fowl, what a horrid old bird you are. You are gross and you're crude and your manners are rude. This affair has gone on much too far." Said the owl to his mate, "I'm beginning to hate all the traits that I once held so dear. And I think that it's time a divorce we should find, for the end of our love is clear." Oh, the owl and the pussycat got a divorce, and they each went their own separate way. The puss took the honey, the owl got the money, the boat for the lawyers did pay. The owl took vows and he vanished away in the celibate arms of the church, while the puss continued to look for love in the bars every night she would search.
It's organic, 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 you see. Crunchy granola and chamomile tea. Be sure to put the wheat germ in all that you eat. Throw out your ding-dongs and never eat meat. We used to all live in the cities and feast on Big Macs and Ripple, or Twinkies at least. But now we all move to the country and say, if you don't live organic, it just ain't the way. We've broken old habits of unhealthy vice. We now eat fresh seaweed and long-grain brown rice. We've cleared out the cupboards, tossed out those stale rolls, planted a garden and cleaned up our souls. We're organic, 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 you see. Crunchy granola and chamomile tea. Be sure to put the wheat germ in all that you eat. Throw out your ding-dongs and never eat meat. Well, Marty's our neighbor, he lives up the hill. He gave up yellow zonkers and old Taco Bell. I went over to borrow some yogurt one night, walked into his kitchen, was met by this sight. He was frying up catnip and grasshopper heads. Stirring his banquet, he looked up and said, I know it looks putrid, it tastes just like hell, but man, it's organic, that makes it all swell. He's organic, 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 you see. Crunchy granola and chamomile tea. Be sure to put the wheat germ in all that you eat. Throw out your ding-dongs and never eat meat. Well, Hillary lives upstairs alone in her room. She reads of Del Davis and weaves on her loom. There's a rumor, though, that Hillary, despite what she says, keeps a big box of Hershey bars stashed under her bed. But we forgive these transgressions and we don't say a word. When one of us slips and eats something absurd, we all sneak those Fritos in moments of stress. but at least we're organic when there's friends to impress.
It's organic, 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 you see. Crunchy granola and chamomile tea. Be sure and put the wheat germ on all that you eat. Throw out your ding-dongs and never eat meat.
I said throw out
Your ding-dongs and never eat meat. Shove off from the wall, bed steady. Watch for a smooth give way. If she feels the lock already, she'll stand on her head in the fray. If David's dust is blowing, a show's out a mile wide. But snatch her along, we're going to find our master tonight. For we hope that in all disaster, our shipwreck storm or sword, a man must stand by his master when once he has pledged his word. Raging seas have we rode in, but seldom saw them lost. Our master is angry with Odin, Odin is angry with us. Heavy odds have we taken, but never before such shots. The gods know they are forsaken, we must face the wrath of the gods. Over the crest she flies from, into its hollow she drops. Trenches and clears her eyes from the wind-torn breaker tops. Tear out on the shrieking shoulder of a hill-high surge she drives. Meet her and hold her, hold for your scoundrel lives. The thunders bellow and clamour, the harm that they mean to do. There drags Thor's own hammer, cracking the top in two. Close, but the blow has missed her. Here comes the wind of the blow. Row o'er the swell, twist her, broadside onto it. Row! I'll be Thor of the thunder. We are not here for a jest, for wager or warfare of plunder, or to put your power to test. This work is none of our wishing. We would house at home if we might, but our master is lost out fishing. We go to find him tonight. For we hope that in all disaster, as the gods themselves have said, a man must stand by his master till one of the two is dead. That is our way of thinking. Now you may do as you will, while we try to save her from sinking and hold her head to its still. Bail her and keep her moving, or she'll break her back in the strong. Till the weather's improving and the swells are tapering off. Sun and shade and day, gone in the loins and knees. No matter, the day is breaking, there's far less weight to the sea. A mast and finish sailing in oars and out with the mead. The rest will be to reef sailing, but that was a night indeed. But we hope that in all disaster and fate we have found it true. If only you stand by your master, the gods will stand by you. The gods will stand by you.
Signing up for graduate school. An ordeal.
forms and cards and questionnaires, each one of them some big deal. When finally the last question said, I got that irate, my religious preference, they wanted me to state, I am a Ronald Reagan, Carl Sagan, San Diego pagan. Every other Tuesday night I worship Israel Fagan. My sect is quite a singular one, my feelings are devout. I want my Jerusalem around the school, I want to have some clout. This response was new to them, it put them in a dither. Bureaucrats went scurrying around, running yon and hither. Finally came the section head to look into a row. Came to me and made a speech, she said she wished to know. Are you the Ronald Reagan, Carl Sagan, San Diego pagan, who every other Tuesday night worship Israel Fagan? Have you gone mad? Have you gone nuts? Could you have had a fit? I'm sending you upstairs to see my boss be done with it. And so I went to see the man in charge of registration. When I got done, he started typing up his resignation. His final words to me before he totally lost his mind were, "All we do is read us off perversions of your kind." You are a Ronald Reagan, Carl Sagan, San Diego pagan. You hold a service twice a month to worship Israel Fagan. The situation, I can't judge, it just might be obscene. All I can do with this case now is send it to the dean. And so I work my way up through the bureaucratic system. At every stage your system crashes, my religion wisdom. Advisors, deans, and chancellors all saw their plans break down. Till at last I hit the top and met with Jerry Brown. So you're the Ronald Reagan, Carl Sagan, San Diego pagan. Why do you meet once in a while to worship Israel Fagan? Why can't you be a normal man and join a normal sect? Like TNs and the Druid, Scientology, or S. Just then a great disaster struck and forced my church to collapse. Earthquakes took out San Diego, wiping it from the map. Scotland's royalties caused him to lose his head. Reagan became senile, so I think my gods are dead.
But now
I'm into Mr. Magoo, R2D2, do as I do voodoo. Every week we have a meeting where we praise Cthulhu. They found their problems with that when I went to reapply. I'm in the program even though I can't determine why. Forever darkness burned on the blood is shed again and ever again. What unto the pain until the day the dead return and lives the curse of pain. I am Pascal Walker. Who saves, Casca who slays, Cats, which Casca and I.
what's the use of joyful singing, songs of mankind skyward winging, songs of peace and honor ringing, any such as those? What's the use of singing love songs, string songs, work songs, rise above songs, pastoral, peaceful, lamb and dove songs? Rather let us oaths. Oaths is what will show them, oaths will really throw them. Singing slow, off key and low, let people know it's part of time to go when late night filks start to drag on, disregarding sense or taste or wisdom. We'll sing oaths until the night is sanity be blowed.
George, put a bounty on the wrong market, $1 per dollar.
I thought there was someone behind me.
Sometimes mornings hear our dirges, something deep within them surges, and the closet fan emerges, often just a groan. Hotel cop dressed in gray flannel, lacking wit, once told the fans, I'll have no more of this noise, and well, his fate's best unknown. Pain and tears and sighing, wretched, fearful dying. Songs of these are sure to please, they really are the only ones worth trying. So steer of songs of cheer, minor's the key that we hold dear. Sing the songs like this one here, for us today.
Only if they ignore me. Missy, stop. Lord, stop. Put it down.
And I clean forget the days. Young Cynthia McQuillan did a song that was first rate. It told of men and spaceships and their struggle to survive, and how they found a planet with fuel to feed the tribe. And the song was finely crafted and the singer's voice was true, but she made one fatal error when she sang for you-know-who. I stole her tune and half the words, rewrote verse 1 through 5, and in the end McQuillan was the fool to feed the tribe. What chorus stirs the gods of filth who dwell beyond high sea? Cindy called upon them then to crush this parody. She dared not let the matter rest to keep her rep alive. She wrote 5 filthy verses, called them tool to feed the tribe. The noise is loud, a crowd has grown of filkers who will steal and how. Most any song that's not nailed down, their fervor is unreal. Like the things in Tara's closet, new songs multiply and thrive. Already some poor bastards published rule to feed the tribe. And there he is. So once again, guitar in hand, I sing this dreadful song. It's plain to one and all that this has gone on much too long. So strictly for posterity, since I think the mics are live, I'd like to make it clear we know the rule to feed the tribe. And if we don't, we'll just attend the school to feed the tribe. If we were rich, we'd freely use a jewel to feed the tribe. But what we can afford, it would be cruel to feed the tribe. The Jews among us ought to go to shul to feed the tribe. The Christians, though, must wait at least till Yule to feed the tribe. Alas, among the pagans, it ain't cool to feed the tribe. I guess we'll have to let the coven find a fool to feed the tribe. If he's too short, he'll have to use a stool to feed the tribe. Now, Cindy, can't we please agree to end by mutual decree what clearly has now come to be our duel to feed the tribe?
Who's the creature dressed in green that fights for you and me? D-O-R-S-A-I-M-O-U-S-E. Hey there, hi there, ho there, we're off to harmony. D-O-R-S-A-I-M-O-U-S-E. Dorsey mouse, round your duck. Dorsey mouse, round your duck. So we can blow our enemies sky high, 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 high. Come along and join our band and we'll sure have a spree. D-O-R-S-A-I-M-O-U-S-E. Dorsey Musketeer, roll call, count off now. Ian, Kenzie, Jacques, Rochemont, and you're on. D-O-R. Are you ready to fight, Musketeers? S-A-I. I know I sure am. Ha! L-O-U-S-E.
There is no wind on all these seas. Outdoors for scavenger. Let fall for scavenger. So we must wake the white-head breeze. All pull for scavenger. A long pull for scavenger. Oh, hear the benches creak and strain. A long pull for scavenger. She thinks she smells the Northland rain. A long pull for scavenger. She thinks she smells the Northland snow. A long pull for scavenger. And she's as glad as we do go. A long pull for scavenger. She thinks she smells the Northland rhymes. A long pull for scavenger. Dear dark nights of the winter time. A long pull for scavenger. She wants to lie at her own home here. A long pull for scavenger. To shed her sails and her standing gear. A long pull for scavenger. She wants to lie in her winter shed. A long pull for scavenger. To strip herself and go to bed. A long pull for scavenger. Her very boats are sick for shore. A long pull for scavenger. And we want it 10 times more. A long pull for scavenger. So all you gods that love brave men, a long pull for scavenger. Send us a 3-reefed gale again. A long pull for scavenger. Send us a gale and watch us come. A long pull for scavenger. Under close cropped canvas flashing home. A long pull for scavenger. But there is no wind on all these seas. A long pull for scavenger. So we must wake the white ash breeze. A long pull for scavenger. A long pull for scavenger.
And make them fires on the hearth, each under his retreat. And the four winds that fill the earth, they blow the smoke to me. Across the high hills and the sea, and all the changeful skies, the four winds blow the smoke to me, till the tears are in my eyes. Until the tears are in my eyes, my heart is well nigh wrung, for thinking on old memories that gather in the snow. With every shift of every wind, the homesick memories come from every quarter of mankind, where I have made me a home. 4 times a fire against the foe, and a roof against the rain. Sorrow for cold and joy for cold, the 4 winds bring again. How can I answer which is best of all the fires that burn. I have been to often host our guests at every fire in turn. How can I turn from any fire or any man's hearthstone? I know the wonder and desire that went to build my own. How can I doubt man's joy or woe wherever his house fire shines? Since all that man must undergo will visit me at mine. Oh, you poor winds that blow so strong, and know that this is true. Still for a little and carry my song to all the men I knew. Where there are fires against the cold, or roofs against the rain, with love for both and joy for both, take them my songs again, again, take them my songs again.
Atheists, they say, brought God's fire down to man, and we've called it, tamed it, trained it, since our history began. Now we're going back to heaven just to look him in the eye, and there's a thunder across the land, and a fire in the sky. Now Gagarin was the first, back in 1961, when like Icarus, undaunted, he climbed to reach the sun. And he knew he might not make it, for it's never hard to die. But he lifted off the pad, rode a fire in the sky. But a higher goal was calling, and we vowed we'd reach it soon. And we gave ourselves a decade to put fire on the moon. And Apollo told the world, we can do it if we try, for there was one small step and a fire in the sky. Now 2 decades since Gagarin, 20 years to the day, we've a shuttle named Columbia to open up the way. Though they say she's just a truck, she's a truck that's aiming high. See her big jets burning, see her fire in the sky. And Challenger to follow, see her fire in the sky. Now the rest is up to us, there's a future to be won. We will turn our faces outward, we will do what must be done. For no cradle lasts forever, every bird must learn to fly. And we're going to the stars, see our fire in the sky. Yes, we're going to the stars, see our fire in the sky.
General idea.
Coming home from a world con, passing strange cars along the way, till we met some fans, fellow filkers, side by side, they were traveling our way. We rolled down the window, yell high, and threw some cookies by. We were filking down the freeway. Mundans and cars trapped behind us, couldn't understand what they saw going down. Chocolate chips are flying, Oreos are trying. We'll take another freeway next time they leave town. Goodbye, Colorado, said the SF aficionado. And we were filking down the freeway. Can you imagine stunts more daring
then passing this Filk song from car to car, while driving down the freeway 60 miles an hour. Doesn't anyone have longer arms than mine? I'll keep on stretching and straining, which ain't easy when it's raining. And we were all filking down the freeway. Ran into a car from Utah, joined up with 1,000 out of Reno too. Homebound from detention, gathered much attention, got ourselves a convoy. Now what do we do? A Worldcon bid would be great for the I-5 in 88. And we'll all be filking down the freeway.
My boy, I'm overjoyed to meet you face to face. You've been getting quite a name all around the place. Bombing the Death Star, blowing it away. And now you are a Jedi Knight, at least that's what you say. So if you are a knight, yes, a great Jedi Knight, show me justice never ends, rescue all your captives, that's all you need do, and I'll know it's all true. Come on, you great Jedi Knight. Luke, you really won't believe the hit you've made round here. You are all we talk about, the wonder of the year. Oh, what a pity if it's all a lie. Still, I'm sure that you can rock the cynics if you try. So if you are a knight, yes, a great Jedi Knight, step into my monster's lair, slay the hungry beastie there. If you aren't alert, you'll become its dessert. Good luck, you great Jedi Knight. I'm only asking what I'd ask of any movie star. What's that crazy force of yours that puts you where you are? I am waiting, yes, I'm a captive fan. I'm dying to be shown that you are not just any man. So if you are a knight, yes, a great Jedi Knight, stand above the gaping maw, contemplate your doom with all your 1,000-year guest as you slowly digest. So long, you late Jedi Knight. Why aren't you scared of me, Knight, Mr. Wonderful Knight? The Force won't be much good to you when you fight my nasty crew. We'll just blast you to heck. What's that chain round my neck?
While we're living here on Alderaan, Leia's gone to go get Obi-Wan. Here on Alderaan we're passing time, fueling our ships, getting in line. Well, Kenobi helped us in the Clone Wars, then took off to go to Tatooine shores. Lord Organa fell in love one day, a marriage formed, a baby called Leia. Now we're living here on Alderaan, but Darth Vader's coming here before long, and it's getting very hard to stay. While we're waiting here on Alderaan for the help we'll get from Obi-Wan, for he promised to come back one day if the Dark Lord came round our way. So our old lightsabers hang on the wall, but I don't think they will help us at all. If the rumors going round are real, a world destroyer, a planet of steel. So we're waiting here on Alderaan, but the Death Star's coming here before long, and there's no way we can get away. Every child had a pretty good shot to grow at least as old as their parents got, but something happened to steer them from that course. Darth Vader went to the dark side of the Force. Now the Death Star's come to Alderaan. It's too late to help us, Obi-Wan. Try to help the rebels anyway, and we're dying here on Alderaan.
once how sweet thou art, to save a line too short or long. What once was song is now unsingable, done in by Filk songwriters. The men who write Filk songs can't sing, and they can't count either. So it's no wonder that Filk songs suck, and their rhymes don't make it neither. Problems arise when using words that are just a syllable or two offbeat, and the only synonyms that you can discover will leave the line incompleted. A band life is not too easy to publish all this schlock. So how about a fourth verse here? No.
We've left blood in the dirt of 25 worlds, built roads through a dozen more. And all that we have at the end of our hitch by the night with a second class for. The Senate decrees, the Grand Admiral calls.
Sean Smith,
orders
please
come
contact
down
the
from
operator.
the soundboard ships. We're sending you where you can die.
The front desk.
The land that we take, the Senate gives back, rather more often than not. So the more that it kills, why the less share the loot, and we won't be back to the spot. We will break the hearts of you women and girls, we may break your hearts as well. Then the line Marines with their banners unfurled will follow those banners to hell. We know the devil, his humps and his works. Yes, we know them well. When you've served out a hitch with the line Marines, you can bugger the Senate of hell. Then we'll drink with our comrades and lay down our packs and rest 10 years on the flat of our backs until it's on full kit and get out of your racks. You must build a new road through hell. The fleet is our country, we sleep with our rifles. No man ever got the sun on his rifle. In and they curse when we sin. And there's none that can stand us plus we stand downwind. We get shot when we lose and turned out when we win. But we bury our comrades wherever they fall. And there's none that can face us, so we're nothing at all. The blood in the dirt of 25 worlds, built roads through a dozen more. And all that we have at the end of our hitch by the night with a second-class whore. The Senate decrees and the Grand Admiral calls, and the orders come down from on high. And it's on full kits and soundboard ships, we're sending you where you can die. We are sending you where you can die.
Look for the door side label when you are buying a gun extra sword. Remember, somewhere our boys are fighting and some are dying to save your kids, preserve your house, work hard, but who's complaining? For with our tully we're slaying our way. So always look for the door side label It means you're able to stay out your neighbor's way. Every little breeze seems to call for a freeze. Don't wait till there's toothpicks where there used to be trees. Or in Kalamazoo, when it turns to fondue. Or Macon starts to bacon. Everyone agrees on the need for a freeze, except those with intellects of chimpanzees. In nuclear war, tell me, who's to keep score? Yes, it's time for a freeze. If we
Martinez, please contact the hotel operator.
if we had 10,000 warheads and the Reds 10,002, when it's time to drop them, 3 or 4 should do. When the ocean breeze is 500 degrees and the lakes and the seas are so much melted cheese, there'll be a pile of black fuzz where the Pentagon was. Yes, it's time for a freeze. Now, I'm no nervous Nelly, and I'm all for prestige and pride, but like a nymphomaniac, we're overqualified. Spare me, if you please, from that tired old wheeze. In a nuclear war, we could win it with ease. For real expertise, ask a few Japanese. Yes, it's time for a freeze. How are things in Hiroshima? Yes, it's time for a freeze. How are things at Nagasaki? Yes, it's time for a freeze. How are things at IBM? Yes, it's time for a freeze.
And a funeral. It is sad to think that sooner or later those you love may do the same for you. And you may have thought it tragic, not to mention other adjectives, to think of all the leaving they will do.
But don't you worry, no more ashes,
No more sackcloth, and an armband made of black cloth. May never more adore the sleep.
For the bomb that drops
on you
gets your friends and neighbors too. There'll be nobody left behind to grieve, and we will all go together when we go. What a comforting fact that is to know. Universal bereavement and inspiring achievement. We'll all go together when we go. We will all go together when we go. All suffused with an incandescent glow. No one will have the endurance to collect on his insurance. Lloyds of London will be loaded when we go. We'll all together when we fry. There'll be French fried potatoes by and by. There will be no more misery when the world is our rotisserie. Yes, we'll all fry together when we fry. Down by the old maelstrom, there'll be a storm before the calm, and we will all bake together when we bake. There'll be nobody present at the wake. With active participation in that grand incineration, nearly 3 billion hunks of well-done steak. We will all char together when we char, and let there be no moaning at the bar. Just ring out a Te Deum when you see that ICBM, and the party will become as we are. We will all burn together when we burn. There'll be no need to stand and wait your turn. When it's time for the fallout and St. Peter calls us all out, we'll just drop our agendas and adjourn. You will all go directly to your respective Valhallas. Go directly, do not pass go, do not collect $200. And we will all go together when we go. Every Hottentot and every Eskimo. When the air becomes Uranus, we will all go simultaneous. We will all go together when we all go together. Yes, we all will go together when we go.
Hold your hand in mine, dear. I raise it to my lips. I take a healthy bite from your dainty fingertips. My joy would be complete, dear, if you were only here. But still I keep your precious souvenir. The night you died, I cut it off. I really don't know why. 'Cause every time I kiss it, I get the stains on my thigh. I'm sorry now I killed you. Our love was something fine until they come to get me.